Okay, so you guys went around putting stickies on everything in the school about different types of energy, right? I want you to kind of get the idea that there are you'll see many different forms of energy, like sound. You'll hear like words like kinetic, you'll hear thermal, all that kind of stuff. A lot of them can be like, pretty much all of them can be grouped into just kinetic and potential energy. But for grade 9, we're gonna just focus on these 4 right now. So we're going to focus on mechanical, and that's going to be the movement. So the energy associated with something's movement, mechanical. Chemical, in the electricity unit, that's really going to be batteries. That's going to be what we're going to be doing. The next unit's going to be specifically on batteries, the next topic, I mean. Electrical, that's going to be electricity, right? That's what we're dealing with. So we're going to go from chemical to electrical usually. And then thermal, some of you guys end up putting stickies on, let's say like the lights and stuff, because it gave off heat too. So thermal or heat, same thing. Okay, one thing, have you guys ever heard the phrase that energy can't be created or destroyed? You heard that before?
I thought it was matter.
Yeah.
But also energy.
Yeah, matter actually can be created and destroyed. It can be turned into energy. You can actually turn matter into pure energy again. So matter doesn't really work that way, but energy can. You can't have a certain amount of energy and then just have it disappear. So let's say the energy of me, like, I don't know, dropping this pen. I've got potential energy. I'm going to drop it. It's going to turn into kinetic, right? It's going to turn into movement. But where did that energy go? I just said it can't be created or destroyed, but it sure looked like it was destroyed there.
Floor?
Went into the floor somehow, maybe? Like, what do you mean by into the floor? Like, what went into the floor? Yeah.
So the pen now again has potential energy. It has the potential to move.
It doesn't really. It's kind of on the floor though. It's kind of as low as it can go. So it doesn't really have potential at that point. It actually just gets turned into different forms of energy. When it hits the floor, did you hear it?
Yeah.
So it got turned into sound energy. It also, even though it'd be a small amount, it turned into heat. It would cause some heat when it hit the ground, right? And yeah, it just gets dissipated into the air. So it heats up the air around it, but then that's just so little that we don't really notice. So again, though, like energy is always conserved. So that being said, if you got something like stereo, starting form of energy and final form of energy. So it's saying like what type of energy was to begin with, what type of energy does it turn into. So I'm just going to go back so you can remember what the forms of energy were. So mechanical, chemical, electrical, thermal. So starting form of energy, what do you guys think the starting form of energy would be?
Stereo. Electrical. Because the electrons are moving around the path, so that the stereo can use the electrons to work.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Final form of energy?
Sound.
Sound, and in this case we're going to call it mechanical because it's like sound is the motion of waves, right? You can write mechanical or sound, that'd be good with either.
Yeah, we don't have any of those.
What?
We
We
only
have
have
all
generator.
different,
We've got generator, hot room.
Yeah, we have different
Oh,
ones.
okay. You guys can do that on your own then.
Okay.
Okay, toaster. What type of energy would it be to begin with, and then what would it turn into, do you think?
Electrical.
Yeah, starts as electrical.
And then thermal, because it's heating up.
Right, turns into thermal. Right, Kian?
Yeah.
Right. Solar panel. What type of energy
Chemical.
was it?
Chemical.
It was chemical to begin with?
Well, isn't it that the sun is chemical and it goes onto the panels and then they absorb it and then it turns into electrical?
Yeah, it all depends on when you start talking about it, right? But it wouldn't. It's actually going to be nuclear originally. Let's say thermal. So it's going to be the energy of the sun. and then that's going to turn into electrical.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys get the idea. Okay, what your guys' assignment's going to be here in a minute is you're going to actually find your own examples of turning one form of energy into another form of energy.
Just one.
You're going to do a PowerPoint on it. Yeah, you're going to do like your own though, like your one. Here's an example though, thermocouples. Have you guys heard of a thermocouple? Like if your parents were maybe fixing like your gas or your water heater or something, or your furnace.
Oh yeah.
A thermocouple, all it is it converts just heat, just straight heat, into electricity. And the way it does that, which is kind of weird, if you heat a metal up, let's say that I heat one side of the metal up with this stapler or hole punch. Let's say if I heat this side of the metal up and I had this side really cool, it actually creates electricity. So if one side's warm and the other side's cold, that difference in temperature makes electrons kind of move from one side to the other, you can think. It's very small, but it does happen. A thermocouple just uses that. But what it does is it wraps two different types of metals together. Two metals that have, they conduct heat at different rates. This one, the copper wire would get hot really fast. The iron wire would get hot, a little bit slower. So what happens if you hook up two wires from either end of that after they separate? You actually get a voltage across those two because this one's conducting electricity faster than that one. So there's a potential difference there. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I've got this on my website, so you guys can use that to fill out the rest of the notes if you didn't get those down. What I'd like you to do now, though, let's go to the website. Okay, the assignment. So you're going to investigate, I said one, but three. Three other technologies which convert energy from one form to another. Create a short PowerPoint presentation which includes the following components for each technology chosen. So a description of the technology, what it is, why it's good. An explanation of how the technology converts energy from one form to another. And an image of the technology.
We gotta present it.
Do you want to present it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Present.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it, Reed.
Present.
How about the